I'm Maddie, and today I'm out and about taking photographs. How about the bark on this tree? The cameras are really useful because they make pictures of things all around us. And my special cameras can do really clever things. This one lets us see things in slow motion. This one lets us see really small things. And I can squeeze this one into tight places that are difficult to see. Hello! But do you know how a camera works? Let's find out. How does it work?
Camera.
To find out how a camera works, I've come to a photography studio. This is the set, and here is where the person who's having their photo taken will stand or sit. This part of the camera is called the lens, and it's where light can get into the camera through the glass at the front. And then this dial here controls something called the iris. This changes the amount of light allowed into the camera. And the bit that we look through to take the picture is here. It's called the viewfinder. But sometimes we can see the picture we want to take on the screen that's on the back of the camera. When we're ready to take a photo, we press this button. It's called the shutter release. To show you how all these parts work together, I'm going to use this cardboard box. Can you see the hole? It's called a pinhole, and it's going to be our lens to let light in. And at the back, I've stuck a sheet of tracing paper. This is where our camera will reveal the picture. Let me show you how it works. I've got two colourful lights here, a green flashing light on the left and an orange flashing light on the right, and they're both pointing at my camera. The bright light will pass through this tiny lens hole, travel through the box to the tracing paper at the back, where a picture will be revealed. Wow! We can see the flashing lights on the tracing paper, but something looks different. Look, can you see at the top of the screen, the green light is on the left and the orange light is on the right? But at the back of the pinhole camera, now the green light is on the right and the orange light is on the left. To find out how cameras work to turn the picture the right way round, I think we should take a closer look. When we point a camera to take a picture, rays of light go into the lens. Light travels in a straight line. When they go into the camera, the rays of light swap sides. Light rays from the top go to the bottom, and bottom ones go to the top, left to right and right to left. This makes the image turn upside down and back to front. To make sure there is enough light coming in, the photographer can open the iris to let more light in, and close it if it's too bright. They can also turn the lens to focus, which makes the picture nice and clear. When the shutter release button is pressed, a mirror lifts up really quickly. The upside down picture hits the mirror, which reflects the light upwards. So when we see the picture in the viewfinder, it's the right way up. The picture is saved on an electronic chip so that we can keep the picture, share it and print it out. Wasn't that amazing? Shall we take a look at some cameras in action for ourselves? Cameras on your phones and cameras like this one are automatic. That means all you have to do is press a button. But I'm going to show you a digital SLR camera, and to see how it works, I have to take the lens off, but you should never look inside or play with a camera without a grown-up. If you look inside the camera, you can see the mirror that reflects the picture to the viewfinder, so I can see that everything looks okay. I'm going to take some pictures of my two friends, Teddy and Bunny. There we are. Oh, that doesn't look quite right, does it? The shot is far too bright. So I need to change the iris. If I turn this, less light goes into the camera. But the picture still doesn't look right, does it? The picture is still a little bit blurry. We say that it's out of focus. So if I turn this part of the lens, now the picture is nice and crisp. It's in focus, which means we're ready to take a photo. Teddy, Bunny, say cheese. As I pressed the shutter release, the mirror inside the camera lifted. Did you hear it? Let's listen again. The mirror lifts, and that means that light can hit the processor at the back of the camera. So it can save the picture and we can see it. Perfect. I loved finding out how a camera works. What was your favourite bit? Do you remember the name of the part of the camera that controls how much light goes in? That's right, it's called the iris. Do you remember the sound of the camera when it took a picture? And did you see how the green and orange lights swapped sides after they went inside my special camera? I think it's time to have my photo taken, but I need to get ready. First, I need to give my hair a brush. There are lots of different types of brushes for different types of hair, and they come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. Hairbrushes are really useful because they help us keep our hair tidy and healthy. But do you know how a hairbrush is made? Let's find out. How is it made?
Hairbrush.
To find out how hairbrushes are made, I've come here to a hairbrush factory. This factory makes thousands of brushes. They've got brushes with handles, brushes with no handles, and even brushes with bristles that go all the way round. This factory make hairbrush handles out of wood. But these blocks of wood are far too big to become hairbrushes. So they're cut down with a rotary saw. A rotary saw rotates. That means it spins round and round. And this saw is very noisy. It sounds like it's whining. But how does this block of wood with sharp edges become a smooth, rounded hairbrush? Well, it has to go through this machine. It's called a lathe. Inside this incredible machine, the blocks of wood are held in place, spun and flipped around as spinning parts carve them into the right shape. But it's quite tricky to see what's happening, so I'm going to use my special cameras. And I've been given special permission to put them on the lathe so we can see things close up. First, a big blade spins really fast and cuts one side of the wood into the right shape. It's starting to look like a hairbrush handle already. Then, another smaller drill makes a hole. Next, a circular blade rounds the edges so the hairbrush feels nice when you hold it. Before the machine turns the brush over to do the same on the other side. Isn't that amazing? One machine turned the wood from this to this. So the finished hairbrush can be used over and over again. The wooden handle needs a protective coat. But to see this, I need a protective coat too. Peter's job to spray the handles with a special type of paint called lacquer, and this will protect the wood. Here goes. lacquer goes on, it's wet, like water. So the handles are left dry, which makes the lacquer go hard. Now the handle is nice and shiny, but it doesn't look like a hairbrush yet. What's missing? To become a hairbrush, the handle needs bristles. These bristles are made from a fibre called nylon, which is strong and bendy. Perfect for brushing your hair. But how do the bristles get stuck to the brush? Whoa, this machine works really fast. This is the drilling and filling machine, and its job is to drill holes and fill them with bristles. And it is happening so quickly. I think we should take a look with my special camera. This camera films in slow motion, which means we can film things that happen quickly and watch them back much more slowly. When we slow things right down, we can see all of the little bits of wood with sawdust flying all over the place like little fireworks. The machine works so quickly. It can drill nearly 200 holes in neat little rows in just 20 seconds. Little bunches of bristles are being pushed into the tiny holes. But look, the bristles aren't all the same length. So, our hairbrush needs to go for a haircut. That is the sound of a sharp edge trimming the bristles so everything is neat and tidy. Ready to brush someone's hair. I loved seeing how a hairbrush is made. What was your favourite bit? Do you remember the name of the man-made material that the bristles were made from? That's right, it's nylon. Do you remember the sound of the rotary saw cutting the big piece of wood? And did you see the drill as it made nearly 200 holes in the top of the hairbrush? It's my turn to have my photograph taken now. So, the next time you're getting ready to have a photograph taken, you'll know how a hairbrush is made and how the camera works who's taking your picture. I think this one is my favourite. I'll see you next time.